the York Dukes, and a later start time than we expected because it was their senior night. They put on a great show. Glenbrook South Senior Night is tomorrow, but let's focus on the game at hand. Welcome in, everybody. Dylan Ward and David Ventura, as it's always been for the last while. And David, we haven't had an away game in a long time. It's been a long home stretch at Columbia Ice Center, but here we are, 50 minutes away.
We have not had a home game in a while, or an away game in a while, my apologies. We had a very road-heavy start to the season, so they were trying to get as many home games as possible, but here we are in Addison for the York Dukes Senior Night.
So Glenbrook South and York match up really well against each other. They've played actually 4 times this season, 2 games in the SHL and 2 games in tournaments. And in all 4 games, it was a 1-goal finish. GBS won 3-2 twice, and York won 3-2 in a shootout, and then 4-3 in a shootout.
In very close games. Last game on Wednesday against the Buffalo, down to 4 players. They are now down to 2. Nick Ventura's out again. Nicholas Ventura. I can't get used to saying Nick. And Jack Mulder is out as well. He will be out for a little longer. So Jason Van and Adrian Sokol are back for today's game, which is great for the Titans now that they're playing. It's a little bit of a stronger team as opposed to the Barrington Broncos. So Jim Philbin is going to have to do some more jumbling up with lines today. I don't know if he's going to be able to keep that Steenstrom, Stevens, and Callahan line together, but we'll see what he decides to do. It seems like the first side's got all their guys on it, so we'll see as this game moves on what the lines are going to be.
Well, David, the York Dukes are very hot as of late in SHL play. That game at Columbia Ice Center, the 4-3 shootout loss for the Titans, was the first of 4 straight that they carry into tonight's game, looking to make it 5 in a row in the regular season. And not just that, David, they've won 6 of their last 7 games after kind of a tough start early in the regular season, and they have really climbed the ladder. Last time GBS saw them, they were in 7th in the SHL, now they're in 3rd.
And they've been doing pretty well. They're off a 5-1 win to North on Wednesday night. They got off to that really hot start. So we're going to see if the Knights can be good. They're going to go on the way right now.
The captain's at the face-off dot. Actually, that's the 3rd line out there for Jim Philbin's side, and we are underway in front of a very large audience at Addison Ice Arena. Not as many folks on the Glenbrook South side of things, but here at their home rink, the York Dukes have packed the stands for their senior night. Parents and students alike all along the glass on their zone. You'll probably see it on the camera if you're watching this game on Twitch.
So Dylan, to start off for tonight, Philbin's got Sherwood, Stevens, and Davidson. Sherwood at left wing, Davidson at right wing. So it looks like, this is the line that had to have been jumbled up, right? As I said at the start, that Stevens, Steenstrom, Callahan line is not going to be able to remain together. So that's the first time it comes out. What can happen is making a change here. It looks like that first line is going to come out with Dan, Freeman, and Casper. So that line's going to stay together, but as this game moves on, we'll see what else Philbin comes out with.
Well, that's something we were talking about on the drive over here, David, is the 2 guys out, in particular Jack Mulvey and Nick Ventura, as Winger makes his 2nd save of the opening minute of the game. It's going to be a little experimental stuff for Jim Philbin and his side. Now we see Freemuth out there with Ban and Woijala. These guys reunited after Ban missed the last game. Here's a steal, and into the zone comes Nahamik, centers it, Booth, he scores! One-timer past Winger, and the Dukes have struck in the first period.
That's a screen right in front of Winger. Definitely not the start. It's on it. A very defensive start so far. The Titans are going to have to rebound from that as the Dukes have all the momentum right now.
Glenbrook South trails 1-0. David, not too surprising that York scored right there. They've got 7 straight games scoring a goal in the first period after 4 games without doing that prior to that streak. outscoring opponents 6-0 in their last 3 games, outshooting them 34-25.
Definitely not anywhere near what the Titans wanted. So, Dylan, it looks like Stevens is going to go out there almost double shifting, you could say, as he's going to stay right now with his Steenstrup and Callahan line, but he's going to also be put out there at center with Sherwood and Davidson. So that looks like is what Philbin's decision was today, and we'll see how the Titans can handle it. So they have 2 lines that are sticking together. One line has not played much with each other, so we'll see if they can connect on passes and if they can find success during the game today. But those are going to be the 3 lines, or the 4th line's out right now, but Pajerski, Sokol, and Monaghan, so they're sticking together.
San Filippo on a turnaround chance. That one was saved by Winger. Now they fight for possession. Glenbrook South finds it. It's going to be Adam Sokol. Tried to play it out of the zone, kept alive at the right point, and the shot down below the goal line picked up by Vanderploeg. Down to the far side for Adrian Sokol, who also returns to the lineup, just like Jason Van. And a hand pass in the neutral zone called against Glenbrook South. So a whistle with 14:30 to go in period 1. The Dukes with the lead.
Titans just got to be able to get pucks in that and find ways to go. So for the viewers at home, the lines today are Van, Krieger, and Jasper. That stays together. Sherwood, Stevens, and Davidson. That's a line. And then Callahan, Steenstrup, and Stevens stay together. And Sokol, Pajerski, and Monaghan. So the only new line that head coach Jim Philbin has got is Sherwood, Stevens, and Davidson.
And there's a hit into the corner by Sherwood. That was against Lucas DeZillo, one of the seniors here tonight. This York team, very senior heavy, which was revealed to us during their senior night. There's only 5 guys on this squad that will be returning to this Dukes team next season. So head coach Matt Boeing has some stuff to figure out, and a lot of his core is going to be lost. But they do have the best JV team in the state, still without a loss in SHL play. Now here's Campesano, takes a shot that was stuffed in close. Tyler Peifel races down there, one of the non-seniors. Davidson finds it, clears it out to neutral ice. Now Will Stevens picks it up. Over the blue line, right wing side. Stevens to the goal line, tries to stuff it by. Kazmarek could not. And it'll be grabbed by the Dukes. Actually, pardon me, that's Jack Mayer in the net for the Dukes. Not their #1 goaltender, but gets the nod on senior night. Grant Loughran shoots, save made by Mayer, and it gets punched out for Ethan Coit, but he couldn't catch up to it. So instead, it'll be an icing. The Titans get a break with 13:15 to go in the first.
Casper was going for the tip there. He makes contact with what initially I thought was a puck, but it was the helmet of Mayer. And it doesn't get called for a high stick, luckily, but I think he ended up making contact with both of them. So I think he was able to get away with that. But it looks like the Titans have now seem to have gotten their pressure back and a little bit of momentum back as well.
Again, in the last 4 games, York now outscoring their opponents 7-0 in the first period. They'll try and make it 8. This shot goes wide of the net, so it'll be grabbed by Frank Nicosia, the captain who probably got the most applause out of any of the guys out there. Wojula steals, gets it to Freeman at neutral ice, takes a hit to make a play. Now down to Jason Van, tries a shot or rings it around the boards, and it gets forced out to neutral. Ryan Mulvey, with his brother absent, will dump this one in.
Dylan, that should have been offsides. The Titans dump it in and makes contact with Mayer, and that should have been a face-off outside the zone, but no calls made, and the Titans are going to try and sustain that pressure they've been slowly gaining.
Antonio deflects it into the Titans bench on a whistle with 12:15 to go in the first period. Ryan Booth with the only goal in the game, just his 4th of the year for the defenseman.
Yeah, that's something that the Dukes had in mind at the start. And that was 100%. Just get pucks in that. The only way to score is in that, but especially on a goalie like Luke Winger. And as we see here, looks like one of the Titans, or a few, forgot the water bottles. So Mr. Mulvey drops the head for bringing the water. Mr. Sherwood seems to be on top of that. And
Oh yeah.
we're going to get some water now. So I'm sure whoever forgot the water bottle. He's not. The team's not going to be the most happy with him, but stuff like that does happen.
Face-off win for York in their attacking zone. Down below the goal line. Adrian Sokol finds it. Plays it off the near boards for Callahan. Tried a touch pass to Stevens. It didn't work out, but the Titans will keep possession alive with Steenstrup taking over. Eric Steenstrup, who scored a goal in the last game for the Titans, tried to set up Stevens. That wouldn't work. Asher Vanderbloot shoots. Save, rebound. Steenstrup, another save by Mayer. And then this shot misses wide. And now it leaks outside the zone and will go all the way down. Not nicing. What a sequence of events there for the Titans. Here's Ostable with the puck. Left side centers it. And this one through the legs of Adam Sokol. He will take a hit into his own bench area, and Pajerski will take it through neutral. Dumps it down along the right wing boards. Goes to the corner for Monaghan. Up high to Loughran. Now Adam Sokol left circle. Over to Pajerski, and that just wouldn't connect. The GBS fourth line making some things happen out there. Now Dylan Monaghan shoots. Save made by Mayer. Grant Loughran keeps it up at the left point. Shoots. That got deflected wide. 10:45 to go. This one's cleared all the way down. It'll be an icing against the Dukes, and the Titans get another attacking zone draw. Grant Loughran looking for points in 7 straight games. And the clock is running.
This has just been a very unsuccessful night for the people in the scoreboard box. You gotta add 20 seconds to that. They couldn't do anything in warm-ups. And this is also not time to do it on senior night. You got 3 guys in the box. Who knows what they're doing? They're playing the music. That's about it, really. I mean, they gotta hold the clock for 10 seconds because they don't know how to add time to the clock. And I'm sure we're gonna see stuff like this more. So, I mean, the Dukes probably killed off about 10 seconds off that clock because that clock was stopped way before, but if I wasn't broadcasting, you know I would have been yelling at that.
Feel free to yell on the broadcast, David. Nicosia then Titans taken down. It'll be an interference penalty against the Dukes. It was Jason Ban that suffered the hit. Looks to be all right, but the Titans will go to the power play.
Yeah, and Lucas still had no question about that. Took him down right in front of the referee. The Titans are going to head to the power play. Hopefully they can put the on the scoreboard. But the Titans are going to have this power play advantage, which is going to be key to score on, especially allowing a goal within 2 minutes of the start of this game.
Titans power play 23% through 4 games against the Dukes this season. Grant Loughran shoots, that gets blocked. Adrian Sokol left point, slides it to Stevens. Up high to Loughran. Now over to Sokol again. Adrian thinks, then shoots, that gets blocked. And Sherwood keeps it up. Wyatt Sherwood back for Adrian Sokol. Now to Sherwood again. Centers it, Stevens in the slot. Didn't get enough wood on that, and it gets cleared down by the Dukes. Boy, Will Stevens has been really noticeable out there, David, for me.
Yeah, he has. And he's going to be tonight throughout the game, as he is going to be playing a lot. I mean, he's centering Sherwood and Davidson. He's also centering Steenstrup and Callahan. So he's got 4 different guys he's got to work with. And the key for him today is how am I going to work with each one of the guys, because each player works out differently. I mean, that was a good power play for him. He moved out in front. Unfortunately, the Titans weren't able to get a shot on that. They had shot attempts, but they were all blocked. So he's going to be a key factor for the Titans tonight, as he's going to be out there a lot.
Ryan Mulvey now on the power play. The first unit still out there with 37 seconds to go in the advantage. Haven't had a whistle yet. York will clear it for the 4th time. And the forwards will make the switch. You see Steenstrup, Stevens back out there, and Callahan, Owen Almberg, and Grant Loughran still on D. 17 seconds to go in this power play. Eric Steenstrup goes down low to Stevens. Centering pass, a shot, and a save by Mayer. It gets cleared down to the far boards. Keeping it alive is Steenstra. Titans have good possession here, but this pass gets tipped and leaks outside the zone. All the meanwhile, DeZillo gets let free, and the Titans go 0 for 1 on the advantage.
Dylan, that was actually blocked out in front by Dylan Yule. And I mean, the Dukes tonight have just been blocking shot after shot after shot. The Titans have had so many shot attempts, but not much has gone on net.
Now here's Nick Sanfilippo, one of two Sanfilippo brothers. Plays it off the boards to get the puck back, but it goes to Lochran instead. Up high to Adam Sokol. Try to slide pass to Pajurski. Pajurski then takes a hit into the corner, and there's no penalty. And the Glenbrook South fans here in attendance, which is only parents, seem to disagree.
It's a hit from behind from Rosa. Pretty clear, pretty obvious too. No intent to play the puck, hands are up. And the Dukes just continue with that physicality that's going to be prevalent even more so as we continue on throughout this game.
Benji Pajurski left circle. Wrist shot missed the net. Didn't force Meyer to make a save, so it gets thrown out to neutral ice, and Michael Algren will dump this one in down the left boards. Picked up by York, Matthew Sohn with a nice move to get around the captain. Now up high to Sanfilippo, but it gets taken away by the Titans again. Wojala sends it down, not far enough for icing, so Matthew Moore grabs it behind his goaltender's net and will look over his options, and he will play it to the far boards for Eli Maurer. Now Frank Nicosia dumping it in. Chasing after it is Maurer. Sokol in there too. Gets stuffed, and Adrian Sokol will get the puck out. Not so fast as Cole Antonio with a turnaround shot, and that's stopped by Wenger. Eli Maurer tips it down for Nicosia. Now to the corner, Cole Antonio. Being pressured by Adrian Sokol. Nicosia up to Cole Antonio again. Now down to the corner once more. York's had possession for about 30 seconds now. Moore with a shot from the left side, blocked by Adrian Sokol. Was going wide anyway. Nicosia back up high. It's Aaron Curry with a blast from the point, and that's blocked before it got to Winger's net. Adrian Sokol to the near side, Grant Lochran, and finally the Titans get it out to neutral ice. Kasper Wojala into the zone, couldn't hang on to the puck, so Frank Nicosia instead. Another move to get around Freemuth, who is at the end of a long shift, will now go to the bench. Great play by Owen Almberg to swipe that off of Nicosia's stick, but York does keep possession. Coit downloaded Nicosia, centers it, Beifel scores! And you knew that was coming, David. York just had possession all the way, and they have extended their lead to 2-0 here in the first.
Yeah, and it's too bad because Almberg makes a great defensive play, but his players coming off of the bench are too slow making the change. And that allows Dukes to have control of that puck, and now they're up 2-0 after 12 minutes in the first period.
David, we really see the offensive depth for York making things happen tonight. Ryan Booth, the scorer of the first goal. That was his 4th of the season. That was Tyler Peifel's 2nd tally of the SHL campaign to make it 2-0. Honestly, David, if you ask me, I feel like we've just seen a lot of depth in this game in general on both sides. You see guys like Benji Pajurski, Dylan Monaghan getting a lot of ice time here based on what they usually get. I could be wrong. That's just what it kind of seems like to me. I don't have the stats, but here comes Will Stevens. Centers it open, that Sherwood! And did that stay out? Did the goaltender make the save on that?
Made the save with the stick, and that hits off the post, I believe, and then hits the net, or hits the glass.
Sherwood again, and another save by Mayer. Wow, what a stop. What a stop.
Well, very frankly, Dylan, everyone in that building figured that puck was going to go in. Someone Mayer made contact with that puck, and it stays out.
Offensive zone face-off. Benji Pajurski loses it, and it gets dumped down by York. Puck will slow down and not be an icing. Allenberg helps tip it out. Pajurski with Adam Sokol to his left, try to pass over. He got stuffed. Dylan Monaghan shoots, and it got deflected, went high of the net. York will come out with it. It's Nico Patak dumping this one down below the goal line. Banks off the end boards and gets played behind by Ryan Mulvey. Nahamik takes it. Patak, he shoots, and that gets deflected high. Dylan Monaghan out to neutral ice it goes for Booth. Pajurski with a steal. Benji Pajurski then takes a hit in open ice and goes down without a penalty call. 3 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the first. The York Dukes now outscoring their opponents 8-0 in the first period during their last 4 games.
And Dylan, the only thing that's really ramped up for the Duke side is the physicality. And that's causing the Titans to be a little bit making quicker decisions. They don't really want to take the hits. But then we'll see how it kind of settles down more towards the second and the third, where the Dukes don't have as many.
Tutsias scores! Alex Tutsias with his first career varsity goal, and he brings the Titans back within 1.
Well, Dylan, that's what the Titans needed. I mean, really, all you're doing as a defenseman is you're not trying to pick a corner, and Tutsias, he does what most defensemen don't do, and that's hit the net. We see a lot, I know practice last year, a lot of missed net, especially high, and all Tutsias does is hits the net, Titans have traffic in front, Steenstrup right in front of that net, and that puck finds it back in the net. That's exactly what the Titans needed, especially after that great save by Myron Sherwood.
The varsity rookie defenseman, Alex Tutsias, congratulations, that was a rocket. And quite a timely goal too. A 2-1 lead is quite different than a 2-0 lead as this deflects off the skates of Steenstrup and close to an own goal.
Yeah, Winger was down, made the save with his pad. Titans are down 2-1 now, thanks to Alex Tutsias, shot for the points. And the key to that, Dylan, is out of all the shot attempts that Lumberjacks Titans have had, that one gets through, as opposed to hitting a body in front by the Dukes. That one gets through, and it ends up finding the back of the net.
Frank Nicosia down to Cole Antonio. Now Nicosia gets it taken away by Wojcila with a pass up to Ban. Jason Ban trying to strip it away from Moore. He could not, and so the Dukes come through neutral ice. Wojcila with another takeaway. He dumps it in down the right wing side, and Moore will grab it. His pass deflected by Freemuth, but it does ultimately go out to Cole Antonio. Charlie Cole Antonio scores! And in this crazy first period, another Duke on the board. Cole Antonio with his 7th, and it's 3-1.
It's very uncharacteristic of Luke Winger to allow a goal like that. Titans just have to be able to respond. All the Dukes are doing now is really just getting shot after shot after shot on net. And we'll see how the Titans are going to respond to that. There's still a minute, 50 seconds left to go in the first period.
Unfortunately, we do not have shots to report to you live as they happen. We'll definitely get a look at the scorecard during the intermission, but Luke Winger allowing 3 goals in 1 period. The most goals he's allowed in a game is 4 this season against the Stevenson Patriots in a 4-2 loss. Ethan Coit trying to match that in the first period. But the Titans will take it away. Vander Klug backhander all the way down. Will it go far enough for icing? It does not.
Yeah,
We will
that's
play
gonna
on.
get waved off.
Is that because it touched the referee's skate?
No, I mean, he's skating very slow to that puck, trying to get the icing, but that puck also kind of hit a weird spot in that corner where it didn't cross the line. But this official here on our side wanted that icing, and the other one waved that one off, as the speed of the puck is just too slow for that one to be called an icing, in my opinion.
Final minute of the first period. Dylan Ward and David Ventura with you live from Addison, Illinois. About 45 minutes southwest of Glenview. Jason Van leads the charge. Tried a centering pass. That got deflected away. So here comes Nicosia in a 1-on-2 rush. Frank Nicosia, a dangerous player, gets the puck swiped away from his possession by Mulvey on the rebound. Nahamik gets a shot away, and Luke Winger with the stop. Now this puck hits the side of the net, sits there with only 8 seconds left. York tries to clear it. Ryan Mulvey's shot gets deflected high and into the corner. Zach Freemuth gets it taken away, and time runs out in the first 17, and you know the York Dukes have got to be feeling good after that opening frame with a 3-1 lead here on their senior night against the Titans.
Yeah, now what the Titans wanted for sure, some uncharacteristic goals from the player to allow, but the Titans have to figure out a way to respond to those. That's going to be key, especially considering that you still have 34 minutes left to play. And you were able to sneak a goal in the first one, so you know it's possible. But the Dukes here with all the momentum, big fan base for today's game, I just have to figure out ways to overcome that hump that they got.
The teams will meet at their benches and talk things over. We will switch ends here for period number 2. And David and I here on this left side will watch the Titans shoot to the net closest to where we are. Gerard is at center ice, of course, the cameraman and engineer. So that's where you're watching the game from, but we'll get a good look at the Titans offense. And David, I mean, the score is 3-1, but really, that was a pretty even period played by both teams. Based on our unofficial count, we've got 7 shots for each side.
Right, and that's kind of where we're going to have to go based off of, because there's no score sheet there. Yeah, I mean, if they can't stop the clock, you figure they can't do score sheet either, right? So there was an error doing the clock, so the warm-up clock wasn't on. They couldn't stop the clock, and they can't do game sheet, which is, you have 3 guys in there. Not sure why you need 3 if you can't get half the things to work. But this is not the night you want that to happen, especially on senior night. So we'll go off the shots on goal that we have. It's going to be a big help to us.
Thank you, Wendy Freemuth, for keeping that unofficial count.
I mean, she should be in the scoreboard. Yeah, at this point, I mean, come on.
Her son, Zach, ready for the face-off to start the second period. Now on the line with Mann and Steenstrup. So Jim Philbin replacing Wojula with Steenstrup on this first line to open the second period. What do you think of the move, Dave?
I like it. You got to get something to get your team going, and really, I was almost expecting that kind of in today's game. You know, maybe Philbin kind of jumbling up the lines a little bit. He's giving Steenstrup that chance. He's proven not only this year but last year that he's deserving of that chance. For him as a player, he needs to now prove why he's deserving of that chance. And hopefully for him, tally a goal or an assist and be beneficial.
Almberg shoots, that's stopped by Mayer, rebound, Steenstrup shoots, and Mayer makes another save, and there's a great chance right as soon as you say that, David, for Eric.
We were talking about him, almost scores that goal. Natron Mayer is able to find that puck through all that traffic. When he's able to, it wasn't, for him, it wasn't a surprise that the puck hit him. He was able to find all that, puck, but Tides have another offensive zone draw.
Goes to the corner after York won it. Nicosia out to neutral ice. Eli Maurer trying to get ahead of Ryan Mulvey. And this one goes down to the far side corner. You got a battle of the 68s there with Colantonio and Almberg. And the Titans take it away. Here comes Freemuth with speed over the blue line. Zach cuts to the middle and shoots, and that gets deflected high and arcs over the net. Now here's Colantonio again, dumping this one down, left wing side, and then going off for a change. Chasing after it, below the line is Maurer, but Nahamek takes it. P-tack, centers it to the slot, taken away by Olmberg. Out to Jason Band, punching this one ahead of Curry, but then he couldn't get ahead of Nahamek.
So who knows if that was a definitive switch for Steenstrup and Casper, because we're going to see Steven, Sherwood, and Davidson out here. So we'll see what happens as it continues on, but we'll see.
Owen Olmberg fighting for possession in the corner. Gets the puck free and gives it to Ryan Mulvey. His brother Jack is missing his second straight game. Jack, if you're watching at home, we miss you out there on the ice and we hope you're feeling all right. And you're a big key to this puzzle. And GBS needing to play without Jack Mulvey for a little while. Now P-tack into the zone, right wing side. He will take a shot. That goes into the glove of Winger, and he will hold on with 14:46 to go in the middle frame.
And Dylan, that's something that the Dukes are just, I'm sure they heard that in their huddle from Matt Bowen, is fire pucks to the net. They don't have many shots on goal, and they have 3 goals. And that shot is not typically a shot you see. Typically try and tip that puck. Normally gets moved around a little bit, but that's just a shot on net. And hopefully Winger finds his groove pretty soon.
Dylan Monaghan out there with Pajerski and Adam Sokol. That line hasn't changed. Here's Monaghan giving it to Adam Sokol. That was way offsides. Pajerski was a couple feet over the blue line there.
Yes, it was. Titans are going to have to find a way to still maintain that pressure.
You know, David, part of this rink is this is a pretty old ballpark. The ice surface itself has not been renovated in quite some time, and I'm not sure how it's coming across on our broadcast, but you can hardly see the blue line. You can just sort of see the faint, off-white-looking color, and it's just
which
really hard to
makes
see.
it hard for the officials,
right?
But the players, you know, I guess the fans, if they want to officiate a little bit as well. But the locker rooms here are very bad. I'm sure most of the people watching at home have not been in these locker rooms, but you have to separate into 2 locker rooms.
Pajerski shoots. That stop by Meyer.
So Dylan, as opposed to being in 1 locker room, which is what normally is, you're separated into 2 locker rooms because you just really have no choice.
The York Dukes, new to the SHL somewhat, as Steenstrup shoots that save. They hopped into the league in the 2016-17 season. Adrian Sokol hits the post with this shot. In his first game back to the lineup, I'll finish that thought later. Titans are pressing. Eric Steenstrup centers it. There was an open net, but Callahan was a couple feet to the left. Now Callahan's got it again. Nice move around Sohn. Now down to Callahan one more time. Below the goal line, Steven Steenstrup now whipped on a shot. And then it's taken by Sohn. Vanderpool keeps it in. He shoots and Campasano makes the stop. And finally, the Yorks get it all the way down. Luke Winger got it ahead to Steenstrup, but that missed him. And so it'll be an icing against the Titans with 12:47 to go. But David wanted to point out that it hasn't just been this season that the Dukes and the Titans are extremely evenly matched. York's inaugural season in this league was the 2016-17 season, which is the same season as the Vegas Golden Knights. Any NHL fans out there, that's good reference. And in the all-time season series between Glenbrook South and York, York leads 9-8.
Yeah, and that's obviously these teams play pretty close, but if that pass from Winger to Steenstrup was just a little too high for Steenstrup to handle, that would have been a breakaway for him had that not been as high. But the Titans were able to maintain a lot of pressure there. That is the second post for the Titans, as Sherwood shot from earlier hits the stick of Meyer and then the post. And that shot from Sokol right there doesn't do anything except for the post. And that would have been the second shot for the Titans from the point that goes in through all that traffic.
Owen Allenberg in the corner with a nice move to get around Nicosia. It stays in the zone. Ethan Coit tries a chip shot. That's blocked. Now Nicosia's got it again. Goes down low to Maurer. Down below the goal line, Maurer gets it back. Being pressured by Ryan Mulvey. Eli Maurer centering pass, but it goes to Owen Allenberg, and now Jason Van ahead for Wojcila, who's back on this first line in this shift.
Dylan, we're going to assume that Casper probably had something wrong with the skate or equipment or something that caused Eric to move up for that 20 seconds. And that's something that happens. That's something that you just got to kind of roll with as when you're a player is if there's a guy down for 20 seconds, how do you cover for the guy down that's down for that half a shift?
Mikey Anderson takes a shot, and that's stopped by Winger. Another whistle. 11 minutes to go.
All that period here for both teams, Bill.
It has been quiet after the first period. All three goals you see on the scoreboard on the screen were first period tallies. York went up 2-0. And then it was Alex Tootsies' first career varsity goal in or out of the SHL. Gets one to the back of the net for the first time this season. And then York took the lead right back, extending it to a 2-goal margin, 3-1. That's where we stand. And nothing in the second period yet, but a flurry of chances. And overall, David, just an exciting game to watch and broadcast. Tyler Peifel, who had his second goal of the campaign earlier this game. His shot wouldn't go. This one save, rebound Winger, and it's in! It squeaks over the goal line, and the referee calls it a good goal. And York has made it 4-1.
Not sure that is, but it ends up finding the back of the net. It's going to be a good goal, and the Titans are now down 4-1.
Constable is leading the handshake line. I'm not sure who will get official credit for the goals. It's really hard to tell live, David. I'm not sure if you gathered anything from that replay.
Same thing for the replay. A bunch of guys diving in on that puck. And if you see a lot of guys diving on that puck, you know that puck is loose.
We'll definitely have to take a look at the score sheet, not just for the shots, but also for scoring accuracy. Double check the assists on the Dukes and the Titans goals.
And this is something that the Dukes also did on Wednesday against North, because they just
scored 3 in the first period, just like they did here.
And it just brings some of the morale of the team down. But the Titans got to find a way to get back in this game, because you're not out of it yet. But if you think you're out of it, the success of the Titans won't be as prevalent as it should be.
The Titans have come back from down 2 goals this season a couple of times, but never 3. They trailed 4-1. David, they just haven't really trailed by 3 goals many times this season. And the net comes off to
Winger just taps that net. Pikes don't do anything, and the net comes off. So he's on his post, pushes off, and Pikes, any rink, don't do anything. So we might see a little more of that, especially with these varsity goalies, is they have this strength, especially Winger, just pushes off that net. And it could cause havoc if there's a good opportunity for one team.
9:50 to go in the second period. First game of our doubleheader on Twitch. The JV squad gets going right after this game concludes, but the varsity team struggling against the Dukes, and York looking to stay hot here, Dave. Remember, they can make it 5 wins in a row if they win tonight.
And these teams are already in the SHL playoffs, but what you're really playing for is seeding. So what you're playing for is who do you want as your opponent at this point? And for a high stake rating, which is what you want, right? So the higher your seed, typically the worse team you get in the SHL playoffs, although that's not really possible in the SHL.
Well, yeah, SHL goes 1-8, 2-7, 3-6, 4-5.
And even if you're playing the 8th team, which will probably be Carmel, those aren't fly-by games.
Right, exactly. And that's the thing about this league, man, is with the exception of a couple of teams. I'm not going to name names, but I guess you will go.
I will gladly name names.
Every single night is a battle, and you never know what you're going to get. You can have New Trier and Carmel. Carmel wins that game. It's not the most surprising thing in the world necessarily. It's just how much parity there is in this league and how much uncertainty goes into every single game day. New Trier and St. Viator are playing right now. We'd expect New Trier to win that game. Right now it's 0-0. Anything can happen, but that's a key game in determining the fate of Glenbrook South. Right now they trail that first place spot by 4 points, but they do have one less game to play. Both teams in action tonight.
And something Dukes are doing here on Sunday night is they're going to play both of their games, which, considering the fact that they're both seniors, and they both can play, is probably the right thing to do. So Kaczmarek is going to finish off this game. I'm not sure if the Dukes are expecting to be leading 4-1 after halfway through the game, but that's where they are.
Well, Antonio shoots, save made by Winger. Goes below the goal line. You look at the score line. You had to guess which team pulled their goaltender. You never thought the Dukes, but I like that move by head coach of York, Matt Boeing. Great guy. Matt, I'm not sure if you found this on YouTube later on to study film, but one of the best coaches in the SHL when it comes to needing broadcast information. Owen Almberg, halfway through regulation time. GBS down 4-1 against the Dukes. This shot is stopped by Winger. Now an open net. Puck sitting in the blue paint and it's swiped away. Now here's a shot save. Open net. Sony shoots and Winger makes another stop. And then a little pushing and shoving after the whistle. And you can now see the Titans getting frustrated, and rightfully so. You know, you come into this game, you know, you match up well against the Dukes. Certainly nobody saw this score coming.
Oh, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Glenbrook South player gets sent to the penalty box for that shove after the whistle. Well, by the looks of it, no one's going to get sent. So we're going to see a lot more of that throughout tonight's game, especially as the South team is frustrated, being down 4-1 with 8 minutes left to go in the second. But they could definitely find 2 goals with 8 minutes left to go in the second to not be trailing by 3 going into the third.
They trailed by 2 after the second period. Will Stevens tried to go on net and he could not. Glenbrook South has only trailed after 1 period twice coming into this game, and one of those was against the Dukes right here at Addison Ice Arena in the season opener. They were down 2-0, came back and won that one.
Dylan, that ice by the benches, both of these benches, is really piling up, but I don't think I've seen it that bad at any other rink in terms of that amount of ice piling up.
Here's Pikeville, he shoots, that gets blocked. Now Rosa takes a shot. That wouldn't go. Turn around by Coit, centering feed, and 2 shots and 2 saves by Winger. Keeps the puck out of the net there with 7:15 to go, and boy, David, Luke Winger, in spite of allowing 4 goals, has made some really clutch saves, and this could be a lot worse for Glenbrook South right now.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, too, that I absolutely hate. Winger makes a nice save, and then he picks off of that right post to push it forward, and that net comes flying off. And then they try and put water down, which doesn't do anything. And they just got to find a way to keep that net on, because that net should not be coming off, really, at any of these rinks you play at. The net should not be coming off with a simple push from one side of the net to the other, which is what you're supposed to do as a goal.
Shot from the point. Hits the glass and comes to the near side. Glenbrook South on a little bit of a offensive drought, David. Since that 6-2 victory against Glenbrook North, they've scored less than 3 goals in every game since then. We're going to get a penalty on the trailing referee calling that one.
Yeah, Dylan Monaghan, still trying to figure out why that was called. It was a little late, but pull off some of these Dukes hits tonight, but that's not a good penalty to be taken, especially after the play. So the Titans are going to be down a man with 6 minutes and 51 seconds left to go in the second. And despite being down 41, this is a big penalty kill, and it's going to be a momentum shifter.
Well, the Titans' penalty kill, David, has been absolutely on fire. First place in the SHL at 92.3%, and in their last 10 SHL games, 100%. They have not allowed a power play goal in their last 29 times shorthanded. They can make it 30 if they kill off this penalty. Here's Nicosia. Through his own zone, now over the blue line. Down below the goal line, Titans will try and clear it out. It's kept alive by Rosa. He takes a shot, and that missed the net. Jason Mann clears it, and it goes all the way down. The Dukes' power play this season, 7th best in the SHL. Pardon me, 5th best at 19.4%. Rosa with a backhander down low. It's steered away by Winger down to the corner. Freemuth tried to clear it out, kept alive by Moore. Jason Mann pressuring, gets possession, gave it away to Rosa, shoots, and a left pad save made by Winger. On the rebound, he got a piece of another one. And now Ban forces it out to neutral ice. 46 seconds to go in this Duke power play.
And actually, Dylan, Rosa backing up there allowed Jason Ban to get off that ice and get a fresh guy, Eric Seatrip, up on the ice. So I wonder why he backed up there.
Adrian Sokol is looking to make the Titans' second straight game with a shorthanded goal after Steenstrup scored one against Barrington 2 nights ago. Mikey Anderson, introduced as a double six by head coach Matt Boeing tonight during the ceremony. A shot is steered away by Winger. Comes to the near side boards and a big collision between Ryan Booth and Owen Almberg. Neither guy really got the worst of that. It was sort of an even looking hit, and both get up and don't appear to be hurt. It was an awkward looking collision though, as Coit tries to dump down, but the linesman gets in the way of that. So here comes Will Stevens. Tried to put it through the legs of Anderson, could not, and double 5 for the Dukes. Will help get it out to Cole Antonio. Now Sanfilippo, Mikey Anderson, down to the corner. York will make a change. Haven't had a whistle in a little bit of time here. In the last 1-2 minutes of play. Goes down to the goal line, and Adrian Sokol gets in the way of that. Will clear it all the way down. It took a deflection, so it will not be an icing. Doesn't go far enough anyhow. Now Bassano takes a check from Sherwood, and then Sherwood takes him down below the goal line behind the play. There's a shot off the stick of York's John Sanfilippo, and Winger makes the stop. 3:53 to go in the second period. Just one tally in this middle frame by the Dukes, and it's 4-1.
Titans got to find a way to get a goal past Casimir with these last 3 minutes and 52 seconds left. Give him a little bit of a morale boost heading into that third period where a comeback would still be possible.
Titans at risk of trailing after 2 periods for just the 3rd time this SHL season. The previous 2 they lost in regulation. Here's Freemuth into the zone around Curry. Zach Freemuth pulls it to his forehand and gets a shot away, and Kazmarek makes the save. Kazmarek's first real look at a shot so far since the goalie pull.
Freemuth uses his speed there, cuts the middle. The York defense helping out Kazmarek there to not allow Freemuth to get a shot on.
Here comes Freemuth again. This shot stopped as well by Kazmarek. Now Wojula up high. He was looking for Eric Steenstrup, but he did not connect with him, so it goes back to the Titans zone. Eli Maurer blocked that clearing attempt, but didn't know he did it so cleanly. Otherwise, he would have had a great look. So it gets cleared down instead. Costable out to Pitak. Catches it with his glove. Goes back to Costable again. Pressured by Stevens, and now the loose puck to Loughran. Less than 3 minutes to go now in the second period, 4-1 to the Dukes. Titans here on the road looking for a big comeback victory as this centering pass goes right by Pajerski, and the Dukes will come away with it. Here comes Booth, already with a goal in this game. The defenseman shoots, and Winger makes the stop, covering his near side. Campesano then takes one from the right point, and Winger will hang on to that as well. 2:25 left in this second period.
Pretty good pressure by the Titans late in the second period. Freeman was able to get his way past the majority of the Duke defensemen. Find a good chance on Mesmeric. And with the Duke, the Titans got to find a way to get past the York defense as they've just been blocking shots. Very active stick, very active bodies. And they're one of the reasons why the Titans haven't been able to score or haven't been able to get many shots on net as opposed to shots attempted.
The Dukes up big right now, looking to add more. Frank Nicosia got it taken away by Steenstrup. The Dukes with a victory tonight would be the second team this season to defeat Glenbrook South in the season series after Stevenson. Zach Freemuth on a giveaway, missed the net. Maybe a piece for Kazmarek. Now Campesano below the goal line with less than 2. Freemuth pressuring. Campesano chips this one out, rolls down, no icing, waved off by the linesman once again. Here's Eli Maurer up high to Frank Rosa. Rosa down to Maurer again, and Eric Steenstrup with a stick in there to punch it out to neutral.
Dylan, that's a good stick. The Dukes have been doing that all night tonight. The give and goes. Getting Titan players to move.
Here's a steal by Sherwood. He's got a 2-on-1 with Callahan. Try to chip pass over, and it deflects off the glove of Rosa and had a little too much elevation on it. Now the Dukes have a 3-on-1. Nicosia with the puck, slides it to Peifel. Down to Nicosia again, but Adrian Sokol swipes it out of there. Feeds his little brother, who has a partial break. Now Callahan shoots, and that gets blocked. And then Mack is taken down into the near side corner, and that'll be a penalty against Frank Rosa.
I mean, that is completely unnecessary. Cross-check. I mean, that's a York play right there. That is a textbook York play. The only thing they're really good at, as it's been proven throughout the year, is hits. And that's a bad way to go down. You gotta give them a 2 and 10 for that. You do. It's a cross-check into the boards. And hopefully for the Titans, Matt Callahan's going to be okay as he went down very awkwardly into the boards, but it's a classic York Dukes hit.
Matt Callahan just now getting to his feet down in the corner with Jim Philbin.
And not sure why there's any question from the York Dukes coach, but when all you can do is hit, of course you're going to question that.
So Frank Rosa, one of the only 5 non-seniors on this roster, will sit in the box, doesn't take a lot of penalties. He only had 2 penalty minutes coming into this one in 20 games played. And of course, we still don't have the game sheet, and we're not sure if it's going to be a 2 and a 10 yet.
It is. I saw the thing, but the game sheet, I don't get that either. And then Titans are going to have to find a way to try and score on this. It's going to put Titans on the 2-minute power play. It should be a 2 and a 10.
I don't know the guy serving the 2-minute penalty, just Rosa in the box.
Not sure why that is. Should be it's going to be 2 and 10.
All right, well, the Titans power play will get back to work. Looking for their 4th power play goal against York this season. Face-off win by Freemuth. Ryan Mulvey got it taken away by Curry, and he will send it the length of the ice. Winger steers it to the far side. Owen Allenberg back there. Zach Freemuth. Now to the near side, Sherwood. Wyatt Sherwood ahead of Curry, but then Anderson took it away and clears. 27 seconds to go in the second period before we take a Zamboni timeout and intermission. Owen Olmberg, near side Sherwood. Wyatt Sherwood takes a shot left side, steered away by the slight touch of a pad by Kazmarek. Zach Freemuth, Sherwood, a shot, missed the net, off the end boards. York will clear it, and the second period comes to a close with that. And the Dukes have a 4-1 lead against the Glenbrook South Titans, something that no team has been able to accomplish through 2 frames this season against the Titans.
Dylan, if you're the Dukes, that's exactly how you wanted that power play for the Titans to go. Not many opportunities. The opportunities that they did have, they did miss the net on. And now you got to find a way for the Titans to score early in that third period on that power play.
All right, well, we will take a break, mute our mics, and Zamboni will do its thing here at Addison Ice Arena. A packed house, and nobody has left so far. The Dukes up 4-1 against the Glenbrook South Titans, looking for their 5th SHL win in a row. And we will see on the other side of the break.
I'm gonna put him in here face down. want blue or red?
It doesn't matter. Those things are live.
I don't know how you do it.
That's the microphone. So it's actually goes like this.
You're live.
Welcome back to the South Hockey Radio Network, everybody, and to those of you, the majority of you, watching live on Twitch. This is Dylan Ward, joined by David Ventura, and it's been an interesting game for sure. The Titans playing one of their worst games of the season in terms of the score, but honestly, I've liked a lot of what the Titans have been able to do in this game. It's just they're not hitting the net with their shots, and when they do, they're just not shots that are good enough to beat a goaltender like Kazmarek or Mayer.
No, and playing teams like York and the most unimpressive one to me is Stevenson, where their guys just block shot after shot after shot. And that's the thing, you're the Titans, you know that coming in, you gotta find ways to get pucks through their bodies, but they're gonna find a way to rally back here in the third. And they're going to be on a power play for a minute and 5 seconds to start that third period.
Well, David, the good news for the Titans is that if there's a time to come back, there's no better time than now. They're one of the best teams in the SHL when it comes to the third period. They've got the best goal differential in the third period out of all 10 teams in the league, plus 18. Also, David, they've scored a third period goal, pardon me, in 3 of their last 4 games. And also, the York Dukes have allowed a third period goal in 3 straight games.
That's something I just got to start hot with this power play.
Titans have allowed just 1 third period goal in their last 8 games. It was to the Stevenson Patriots that Davis Jaeger shot that ripped past Winger. It's the only goal the Titans have allowed in the third period since before the North-South game in SHL play. Unreal.
Those are that's a unified play going.
All right, we've switched back to our first period fixture shooting. Titans from left to right in the white sweaters. York from right to left in the gray and black sweaters. Freemuth and Nicosia, the captain of each side, will take the face-off at center ice, and Freemuth wins it. And remember, as David pointed out, still a minute to go on this power play. Moore out to neutral ice, now to Almberg. Owen Almberg dumps this one down. Picked up by Freemuth. Now Eric Steenstrup, his shot, misses the net. Wyatt Sherwood out there on the man advantage. Eric Steenstrup looking for a power play goal after he scored a shorty last game. Steenstrup centering pass, it takes a deflection and right to the blue paint. An easy glove on it for Adam Kazmarek, and we will get a whistle about 40 seconds into the third.
Pretty good pressure by the Titans so far to start that third period. That's more what they're looking for. They're going to start off with a quick change. And they're going to find a way to hopefully score on this power play that they only have 27 seconds left.
3 Titans on the ice. 3 defensemen, as I said. 6 skaters, and Davidson will come back. Ryan Mulvey and Owen Almberg out there with the Adrian Sokol. So there's actually 3 defensemen on the ice right now for the Titans on this power play. Almberg, Mulvey, and Sokol. That's not something we've seen Jim Philbin do really at all this season. He dumps this one down. Adam Kazmarek tried to clear it out. It goes to Callahan. And Callahan, good to see him back out on the ice after taking that hit late in the second period. Here comes York. Aaron Curry with it. Curry over the blue line, close to offsides. Whistled fine by the referee, and this shot is juggled by Winger. Power play is now over, so the Titans 0 for 3 in this game on the man advantage. Dumped down by York. Owen Allenberg lost it. Here's Coit. Now Peifel. Tyler Peifel below the goal line. Ethan Coit centering pass, and that gets flopped away. Ryan Mulvey now off the boards. Dumps it all the way down. The Titans will change, and it's an icing. And they will take a defensive zone face-off at the circle to Winger's left. With 15-13 to go in the third. The home team on senior night is up 4-1.
Yeah, and that puck took a bounce off the boards, and Vice is freshly Zamboni'd, so it's going to get a lot more glide out of that. And with 15-14 left, the York Dukes have offensive zone draw.
GBS gets possession. Fajerski tried to spring ahead Monaghan on a 2-on-1 with Pierce Davidson. Didn't happen, and the York Dukes will play back with it. Dylan Monaghan now. Nick Campasano on the takeaway. He dumped it down to the Titans zone, so it goes to Adrian Sokol. Sokol to Dylan Monaghan. Now Benji Fajerski. Fajerski, but that's offsides on the Titans, and a whistle with 14-41.
Yeah, the Titans just done it a few times today, having a hard time entering the zone. Fajerski makes a move that dekes out his own player, Dylan Monaghan, and the Titans are going to be offsides.
Second line error by the Titans in the last 30 seconds of playing time. This one gets dumped into the zone. Luke DeZillo. Now Cole Antonio. Now to Elijah Maurer. Both these teams have an Eli with the number 31 on their back. York, Eli Maurer, and Glenbrook South, Eli Kamens.
And Dylan, after the second period, Jason Van left. We were happy to get him back, but I think he just wasn't fully ready to go for today's game in terms of getting better. So best of wishes for Jason Van to get better and feel better for tomorrow's game for senior night.
David, that's an excellent point. Completely slipped my mind to report that here at the start of the third period, but Jason Van, after missing the entirety of last game, plays 2 periods tonight. Got a lot of ice time, but taken out of the game. And yeah, David, I think it has something to do with the score, I'm sure, but a shame as Alex Van, fellow class of 2019, like me, was here in attendance to support his little brother, but doesn't get to do that in the third period. Here's Wyatt Sherwood, back to Adrian Sokol. Now Sherwood again. Booth trying to pin the puck up against the board. Sherwood with a big hit against Aaron Curry and open ice, sending him to the floor.
And Sherwood got banged up a little bit there. He heads right to the bench, so hopefully he'll be okay to get back out there for the Titans, as the Titans are now down 3 players.
Here's a centering pass, and Booth scores his second of the game. The York defenseman has scored his 4th and 5th of the season in this contest, and it's 5-1.
Yeah, the Titans are just really short-handed right now. Tired bodies. They've dug themselves into a little bit of a bigger hole. Now they're down 5-1 with 12 minutes and 45 seconds.
And a timeout by Glenbrook South. I like the move. There's still plenty of time to come back in this game, as unrealistic as it might sound. It's the furthest thing from impossible with 12 minutes, 45 seconds to go. And I think if you're going to use a timeout, now would be the time. And it looks like Eli Kamens is doing some stretches here, and a conversation between Jimmy Philbin Jr. and Luke Winger. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. Luke Winger will make his way back to the bench. Looks like he was disagreeing with whatever Jimmy Jr. was saying.
It's almost as if it's going to be his call. I think he wants to stay in that.
goals allowed for the first time this season on the 25 shots he's faced. That is a 800 save percentage.
See what the Titans can come up with here after that timeout. Hopefully a quick goal or two. But Dylan, this line here, Sokol, Pajerski, and Monaghan, despite the Titans being down 5-1, have played pretty well. And it's been really noticeable, at least for me, and hopefully some of the people watching too, the amount of success this side's had tonight. They haven't scored, but they've created a lot of the chances for the Titans and sustained a lot of pressure.
Net comes off its post there. That'll draw a whistle. That goal that Ryan Booth scored just moments ago, based on a stat I was alluding to earlier, is just the second third period goal allowed by the Titans since before Thanksgiving. It's been an unbelievable stretch for Glenbrook South, dominating opponents in the final frame, and that's when you need it the most. But in this game, it's just been all York, feeding off senior night energy in front of a big crowd.
It is, and Dylan, it's almost like the Titans are really trying to get back to their full team as quick as possible. Definitely being down some of those three key players now is taking a beating on the Titans. And hopefully they can be able to find ways to have success as they get later into the playoffs.
Grant Lochran. A nice move to get the puck to himself. Lost it. Didn't know he did that before seeing it on the ice. Pajerski with a hit against San Filippo. Now Matt Sohn takes it away for the Dukes. This will be an icing, and the Titans will get another attacking zone draw with 11:43. 5-1 to the home team here in Addison.
This is where we're going to see a little bit more line juggling from head coach Jim Philbin, as we're going to see Callahan, Freemuth, and Sherwood. We're going to see probably a little bit more of that too. Try and get some of the players going, find a way for the Titans to score. We'll see how these players work together without playing with each other previous to this.
You know, you pointed out you just want to get back to full strength as a team as soon as possible. The Titans have really not had a game so far since the calendar flipped to 2023 as the puck goes out of play right by the 2023 balloons. Really haven't had a game this calendar year, David, where the entire lineup was there and you weren't really missing any key players. I mean, Jack Mulvey out for the last two games and the half of the third period against Stevenson. Jason Van does not return tonight after missing last game. It's just Jack Freemuth missed the game against GBN. It's just this Titans team's just getting plagued right now, and they haven't had their full lineup out there in a while.
No, they have not, and that's something that, as we continue on here, hopefully the players are trying to get used to, but you notice yourself playing a little bit more than you normally would.
Here's Eli Maurer trying to make a sixth goal for York, up high to DeZillo. Now Eli Maurer takes a shot, and that missed. Only one other time this season did the Titans allow 5 goals in a game. It was against New Trier Blue in the O'Grady Cup Thanksgiving tournament, but that 5th goal was an empty netter, so really, the first time any team has put 5 past a Titan goaltender, whether that be Winger or Kamens, as this shot is deflected high. Owen Almberg with a try from the right point, making the save is Kaz Merritt.
Good shot there by Callahan, hits the net. Also a good save there by Kaz Merritt.
Steenstrup fighting for possession with Eli Maurer, but Maurer won that battle, and Cole Antonio will dump it down. You got to figure the Titans need to get a goal somewhat soon if they're going to make a realistic push to come back in this one, but they do trail by 4. Here's a shot, and that one goes high at the net. Luke Winger comes out of his net to poke that ahead. And it goes back for Campasano. Now Ethan Coit. Tyler Peifel couldn't kick that one to his stick blade. So Pierce Davidson helps it down to the York end. Eric Steenstrup needs to wait, otherwise the Titans will be offsides. They do that. And as a result, York will get it out.
And what York's going to try to do the rest of this game, Dylan, is just get pucks deep, kill time off the clock, and not allow the Titans a chance at a comeback. There we go. Thank you.
And a penalty call.
And that's exactly what the Titans needed. Monaghan and Anderson get hit a little bit after the whistle. Anderson cross-checks Monaghan right to the head after the play is done. And that's going to put the Titans on a power play, which if they score early on, don't count them out.
Well, an unusual suspect for York, Michael Anderson, is one of 2 players in this lineup with 0 penalty minutes coming into this game. And he gets to watch the game from the box for the first time this SHL season. And GBS convert. They're 0 for 3 on the power play in this game. Adrian Soko can't keep this in the zone, and it'll run all the way down below Luke Winger.
And that's a surprising penalty to take for your first penalty of the SHL season. Normally you would have expected a trip or a hook, something a little less malicious. However, the Titans are going to try and capitalize on that power play. And as I said earlier, this line here, well, it got jumbled up a little bit, but we see Soko and Monaghan out here who's had a good amount of success tonight. We'll see if they can try and continue that.
Nico Kitak probably would have preferred a breakaway pass. He had good position, so instead he'll chase this down and will be given up. Already a minute has leaked off the clock here in this Glenbrook South power play, and York will clear it once again. Wow. Impressive stuff on this PK for the York Dukes. Titans really haven't had anything over halfway through, and they're going to clear it again. Senior defenseman and varsity rookie Grant Lochran led the charge into the zone. Now Freemuth couldn't pull it by Daniel Costabile. And another dump down by York, their 5th of this PK.
And that's something the Titans were trying to avoid, especially considering the fact that if they scored early, they still had a decent chance.
Freemuth toe drag. That wouldn't go in on the rebound. Sherwood scores! And a power play goal for South makes it 5-2 with 7:48 to go.
Well, it wasn't an early power play goal, but that puck took a weird bounce off of a York player, finds Sherwood right in front. He hits the net, finds the back of it, and the Titans are now down by 3 with 7 minutes and 48 seconds left to go in the third.
Wyatt Sherwood gets his 9th goal of the SHL season. 17th overall, first power play goal to his credit in the S. And it seems just a little bit more doable now, doesn't it?
It does.
Can the Titans pull off something special in Addison tonight?
No, thank you.
No icing is the call. The largest comeback in SHL history, David, to my knowledge, at least in recent history, as Allenberg's shot goes into the glove, was actually right here at this barn when GBN had a 6-1 lead over the York Dukes. York comes back to win that one in a shootout.
I remember that, Bill. It's all over the SHL network. And I tell you what, it's something that teams remember when you come back like that. So if the Titans can come back from this, that's something that the teams will have in mind, especially as they head into the postseason and be able to maintain that pressure.
Vanderplug's shot gets blocked. So now here's Pajurski. Zach Freeman. Titans looking to score 3+ for the first time in 4 games. Zach Freeman, centering pass, goes in the blue paint, and York's going to take it away. Eli Maurer off the far boards, now Colantonio into the zone. Around Ryan Mulvey. Charles Colantonio tries to center, but that wouldn't work. And So Asher Vanderploeg's going to grab it here in the near side corner with 6.5 to go in period number 3. Titans down by 3. Charlie Nahumick goes down to the corner and centers it. Winger tried to glove on it, but squeaked out of there, and the puck's going to stay live as Freemuth looks over his options from his own zone. The junior captain into the zone, left wing side, gets taken down. David, you want a penalty there, so do I. I think that was a trip, but we will play on.
Yeah, maybe not on the trip, maybe on the slash, but he's just exhausted as well as his fellow teammates right now. And so it's going to take a lot for the Tides to make a comeback here, but they still got some time left.
And Sokol tried to go down low for Pierce Davidson, but that didn't work. Now Alex Tutsias dumps this one down. Tutsias scored his first career varsity goal for Glenbrook South earlier in this one. Pierce Davidson, intercepted by Vitek. Down to the corner, it is Tutsias. Up to Adam Sokol. Now Dylan Monaghan with a nice move. Monaghan into the zone left wing side. He gets taken down and no penalty once again.
I mean, that's the most obvious trip to call, too.
Now here comes York. It's Nahumick with the puck. Slides it over looking for Vitek. Didn't connect. Nahumick tried to center for Peifel. That didn't go either. Glenbrook South fourth line needs to get off there. Tired right now as Constable takes a shot. Winger handles that one. Under 5 minutes to go, and it is crunch time for the Titans. Will we see Jim Philbin pull the goalie down by 3?
We'll see.
Callahan shoots, saves. Stevens, the puck behind the net, sitting on top of the cage, and finally it comes off. And
That's interference. They're not going to call it, but it's interference.
Whistle, because I don't think they ever got the puck off the backside of the net. When it sits there for too long, you have to blow the whistle.
No, and Dylan, that puck being on the backside of that net, Stevens gets pushed around, so he doesn't even have the puck. No one has the puck. That should be interference. But they're not going to call it, so we'll see how the Titans can do here in 4 minutes and 27 seconds left.
Face-off win for South Woodula off the draw. And that piece of Kazmarek. Adrian Sokol. Callahan Stevens. Brings the puck into the zone, and it gets tipped out of there by the Dukes. Here's Michael Algrim. On the puck by the York bench. And taken by the gray sweaters. Here's Ethan Coit. Back pass to Frank Rosa. Now to Mikey Anderson. Anderson around Algrim. Michael Anderson tries a wraparound, and Winger comes across with the right pad to cover his near side.
Sokol gives him a little pat on the head. Oh, that's great. And a little commotion after the whistle there.
Glenbrook South at risk of losing their third game in 5 games overall. It's going to start it with the York Dukes. York looking to stay hot, making 5 wins in a row. And 7 of the last 8. If they can close this one out. And they will just keep on climbing the SHL standings, David. Glenbrook South at this moment with 34 points. The York Dukes with 27 points. If they win this game, that gap will narrow a little bit. Right now, the only 3 teams in mathematical contention for the #1 overall seed in the Scholastic Hockey League are New Trier Green, Glenbrook South, and York. Surprisingly, after they've gotten hot here in the new year.
And the only thing you can control for that 1 seed is to play and win games. You can't control what other teams' outcomes are. So you got to do what you can to win those games. And not only are you playing for the SHL top seed, but you're playing for a high state seed. which could give you a bye. So you're going to need to continue the momentum you've been putting for both of these teams all year, get noticed, and move up into my hockey rankings and also the SHL rankings.
David, I'm not going to lie. I was a little surprised to see Glenbrook South defend that number 2 spot in the My Hockey rankings after that Stevenson game on Tuesday of last week, but they did. I'm sure that this one might knock them down a couple spots.
It might. It definitely will. They're going to have to come out hard against Carmel tomorrow. Hopefully Jason Bain will be back for that one. And be as motivated as the York Dukes were for their own senior night.
If you tuned in for this one, didn't want to make the trip out to Addison, make sure you're there tomorrow night at Glenview Ice Center. Senior night, it's going to be a lot of fun. I will be down at ice level with the microphone in the rink, and I'll announce the seniors' names. I'm really looking forward to that. Should be a good celebration. We definitely saw the York Dukes put on a nice show for their senior night while this game was waiting to take place.
And Dylan, hopefully the Glenbrook South Titans can win their senior night. We lost last year, so we're both paragraph.
You did score a goal in that game.
I did. Senior night is not one of those games you want to lose. There's a few options for senior night. One is switch to make it a good game, which is what York decided to do.
Boy, did it pay off for them.
And it did. Or try, or play a game where you can win 7-0, and that's one of the things. Like, you want to win on senior night, but you also want to make it an entertaining game.
Icing here as it got tipped as we get down to 120. Just 4 regulation losses for Glenbrook South this season. Carmel, Stevenson twice, and New Trier Blue.
And this is gonna put them down to 16-4-2 in the SHL. They dropped games to York right here and to Stevenson recently. So they're going to have to come out hard against Carmel tomorrow. And I know they got New Trier, I'll be leaving on Sunday, but they got New Trier Green coming up. And I'm sure Loyola Gold and a few other teams to finish off the SHL season.
And New Trier Green game will be on the SHL network. I'm calling it, very excited for that one. GBS looking to win the season series against New Trier, and the York Dukes are not just going to take the SHL season series, but the overall season series as well. This is the 5th time these two teams have met, each team with a win coming into this one, but York's only 2 wins were in a shootout in the O'Grady Cup Thanksgiving tournament and in the regular season. To the Titans' last game before winter break. Here's Adam Sokol with a shot, save made, and the loose puck sitting there. The whistle sounds with 3 seconds left.
Yeah, referee's gonna send in the box, cross check right to the head on Sokol. This is what you really don't want with, there's 2.9 seconds left on the clock, but for this game to get out of hand, I think the referees are doing a pretty good job of controlling it, because obviously you can't control the players' emotions. But if they're going to send them in the box for cross-checking, we might get a few more ones. But what you really don't want is for this game to get out of hand, as there's a lot of banter back and forth between these two teams, and really avoid injury as well.
York and Glenbrook South played 5 times last season. They played 5 times this season. And boy, David, if it wasn't up until these last 2 years, the rivalry between these two sides has really been picking up lately.
It has. Both teams saw Zach trying to get some of these guys to calm down. Coach Matt Bowling for York trying to get his guys to calm down too, especially with there being 3 seconds left, and there's got to be one more puck drop right in front here, so hopefully nothing happens here.
The Dukes are excited about what they've accomplished tonight.
There's a lot of chirping from the bench for that, right in front of that puck drop. We might have a problem here, but the referees are doing the best job I've seen all season of controlling both teams' emotions.
wins in the last 8 games. Glenbrook South looks ahead to tomorrow night, Saturday, the 21st, for a home match against Carmel. But not just any home match, it'll be senior night. Make sure you get there at about 6:15 if you plan on going. And also tune in the entire broadcast. The entire ceremony will be featured on the broadcast. But overall, David, just a tough one for Glenbrook South is. See some pretty long faces as they head off the ice.
Definitely tough one for Glenbrook South. They just got to be able to come out tomorrow on their own senior night and hopefully win that one this year and really improve their record overall for the SHL playoffs and state.
All right, well, New York Dukes at the JV level, David, are 21-0-0, and they are up next, not on radio, but on Twitch. Gerard Morris and company will be around for the JV matchup between the Titans and Dukes. Glenbrook South at the varsity level, not able to get it done. Let's see what JV has in store. David, any final thoughts before we end things?
No, we'll see you guys all tomorrow for senior night.
Absolutely. Yeah, all right, get there at 6:15. You want to have a good seat, and the festivities are going to start immediately at 6:30. That'll also be what time our broadcast starts. So we will see you there, and have a great night, everybody.